Let's have a look at this. Police surround Jimmy Wanjigi home. Contingent of police surrounds businessman's Muthaiga home. From that it's very clear, Kenya Kwanza government has sent police officers to intimidate Jimmy Wanjigi. And we know that Jimmy Wanjigi today took part in the Gen Z protests and he was seen in Nairobi CBD. That's clearly what might have angered Kenya Kwanza, and they decided to send police officers to his Muthaiga home. And from also what we are seeing, it's coming out very clearly that they might be having a plan or a plot to frame the businessman. We've seen them parading some paraphernalia, which I suppose they will use to frame him. I want us to dig deep into all this, but before we do that, let's have a look at some posts shared out by Miguna Miguna through his X account. Miguna Miguna, Kenyans will not surrender to violence, threats, intimidation and brutalizations by goons calling themselves the police. Tyrant William Ruto and his collaborators will never win against the people determined to be free. It's just a matter of time before Ruto and his gang of thieves and murderers are defeated, removed and punished. Patriots will not stop protesting until we succeed in removing Ruto and company from illegitimate power. Viva the struggle for liberation. Viva the fearless revolutionary, patriots and Gen Z zote. A luta continua. Ruto must go. Ruto na Raila must go. And then Miguna Miguna has also shared out this. The strategy of tyrant William Ruto and his collaborating thugs was to block buses and matatus along Waiyaki Way from Uthiru, Thika Road near Ruiru, and other access routes to CBD. These are acts of desperation and weakness by the illegitimate regime. They cannot succeed in turning Kenya into a slave camp or Bastastan forever. Freedom fighters never surrender. A luta continua. Ruto must go. Ruto na Raila must go. No retreat, no surrender. I want us to put all this into perspective for Kenyans to understand what this latest move by William Ruto to storm or to surround Wanjigi's home means. If you are watching us but you are not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Let me start by saying this. I consider that as a very big blunder William Ruto is committing. Those are threats and intimidations. And it appears William Ruto is not listening to Kenyans. We want a country where Kenyans are free to speak out their minds. It's coming out very clearly that Ruto's government is not ready to let Kenyans speak freely. That's why we are seeing Jimmy Wanjigi being intimidated. So Ruto is not listening to Kenyans. He's becoming more dictatorial. And that's something that will augur very negatively for him in the coming days. The more William Ruto becomes more dictatorial, the more Kenyans will rebel against him. He can just succeed in maybe suppressing Kenyans for maybe 1 or 2 days, But eventually Kenyans will gather that courage, or rather Kenyans are building that courage to rebel against him. So from where William Ruto is, or from where his advisors are, they should discourage William Ruto from using all these old tactics. These are old tactics that will clearly backfire on him. Raila Odinga embraced William Ruto, and Raila intends to help Ruto stabilize his government. These acts being committed by Ruto's government clearly frustrates that desire and urged by Raila Odinga. We all expect that upon Raila Odinga joining Ruto or embracing Ruto, Ruto's government should be more democratic. It should not behave the way it has behaved in the past 2 years. So if Raila embraces Ruto and we are still seeing this, then that can also work against Raila Odinga on the ground. And where Raila Odinga is, he should discourage William Ruto from displaying such disparate acts. This will clearly backfire and even block Raila Odinga from stabilizing Ruto's government. And above all, if you look at this latest move, it only confirms that William Ruto's government is at its lowest moment. A government that is not very sure of its strength will resort to such intimidations. In fact, we saw about 100 individuals being killed in Bangladesh. The following day, the government did collapse. So these are all signs that Ruto's government is growing weak and weaker as time goes by. And from where I sit, this can only but encourage Kenyans to rebel against Ruto. And I won't be wrong to say that if this continues, then we might see Kenyans once again turning out in the streets demanding for Ruto to go. This has to stop. It's also coming out very clearly that Ruto thinks everything is now back to normal. We are not seeing him sacking his principal secretaries. We are not seeing corrupt individuals being arrested. We are seeing William Ruto once again on car rooftops campaigning for the next election. All this confirms William Ruto is assuming that things are now back to normal now that he has embraced Raila Odinga. That's very far from the truth. Kenyans are just still giving William Ruto a chance to see if he can do things right. But from what we are seeing, William Ruto is doing things the wrong way. And that makes me feel that William Ruto can't be helped. He can't be helped. As much as Kenyans are really eager to give him a chance to do things the right way, he's doing all the wrong things. So maybe the gods have conspired to destroy Ruto, and nobody, not even Raila Odinga, can now help him. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya for the first time, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. And in today's protest, we also saw Martha Karua taking to the streets. Yes. So it appears the politicians are now hijacking the Gen Z protests. And that has the potential of killing the original intention of those protests. If the politicians want to hold their demonstrations, let them plan their demonstrations separate from the Gen Z protests. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.